Welcome back, everyone. From road safety now to political activities in the year. 2025 came with a lot of intrigues with political realignment in preparation for 2027 elections. 6 governors defected into the APC from the PDP, making the governing party to have 28 governors. Labour Party has 1 governor, NNPP 1 governor, Accord Party 1, People's Democratic Party 4 governors, and APGA with 1 governor. Now, how will these opposition parties wrest power from the governing All Progressives Congress as the wave of defections hit both chambers of the National Assembly? The calculation is on, and it's in preparation for the 2027 general election. Joining me to discuss this issue is political analyst and co-founder, Africa Data Warehouse, Toronto, Canada, Bayo Adedosu. He joins me on the program. Good to have you, Mr. Adedosu.
Thank you very much, Bose, for having me, and compliments of the season to you.
I wish you the same. Well, PDP began 2025 quite boisterous, and about 11 governors in its camp, but they're now down to 4. What would you say is the single biggest factor that led to this development?
Thank you very much for this conversation. When a house is divided against itself, it will implode from inside. From obvious reasons, PDP members, or the PDP as it was structured, was kind of built around certain individuals, certain personalities who believe at any given time they hold the control of the party. It just shows that the average Nigerian politician does not have any ideology. Politicians move all over the place where their interests will be met. It's not based on any ideology. And to be honest with you, I'm really scared for APC, for all these defections, because there is the tendency for all these defections to actually become a big problem for APC to manage going into the 2027 general elections. PDP will continue to have the problems they are having simply because personalities like Abubakar Atiku believe that they hold the reins of power in PDP, or whatever they wanted within PDP must subsist. And that is why all the factions that we have today are there. And when you have too many powerful individuals, you have more leaders than followers, no structure to actually manage their concerns, and this is what you get. But, PDP is a house that is divided against itself.
But Mr. Adedosu, PDP was in power for 16 whole years. That sounds like a lot of time for it to have been a powerhouse, like a force, you know. So is this a case of them not being able to get over their loss in the 2015 elections, or what exactly?
Don't let us be deceived by PDP being in power for 16 years. We all know how elections were conducted under PDP. We all know how governors were being impeached right, left, and center during the PDP reigns. It is now that INEC now has a better electioneering system, that we are not having those, what we call Gari Jebu votes. What are Gari Jebu votes? You know Gari Jebu, just a little, put water, it rises. We are no longer having bloated election results, because while this election was still holding in those years, they will be announcing results. So gone are the days when a particular party could manipulate and entrench itself in government. The fact that Jonathan lost the election in 2015 actually exposed PDP. It showed the rot in PDP and the grandstanding and the gangsterism that PDP actually stood for in those days. PDP was not founded on constitutionality. PDP was not founded on legality. PDP was a house that grabbed power and used the force of state to maintain the hold on power. So now that they are no longer in power, they cannot survive.
Mr. Adedosu, the PDP has a constitution which they refer to time and again, and which they believe, guide their action. But moving slightly away from there, we've seen a wave of defections in Nigeria this year, no doubt. And in the course of the year, at some points there were concerns and points being raised as to the move towards a one-party state, as though the governing party had something to do with it. So would you say we're heading towards a one-party state, or is it a failure of the opposition to hold their own in Nigeria?
You just said it. It is intrinsically stupid, I'm sorry to use that word, for anybody to say Nigeria is moving towards a one-party state. Let us do it this way. I'm at war with you. Am I going to enable you? Am I going to give you access to things that you will use against me? I will do everything possible to weaken you, to weaken your base. So if anybody is talking about going into Nigeria is moving towards the one-party state, it simply means all other political parties are being deregistered. As long as other political parties are not deregistered, it makes no iota of sense for anybody to say Nigeria is moving towards a one-party state, because we have plurality of political parties. For as long as we have plurality of political parties, and let's stop focusing on PDP alone, there are other political parties. How well have they been able to establish themselves? If you are not able to establish yourselves, your party, it is not the responsibility of INEC, not the responsibility of the governing party to help you put your house in order. It's not the responsibility of APC government to help you to be strong.
I hear you.
This is a game of numbers. And as such, numbers really count.
Numbers really count. And you yourself mentioned earlier your concerns for the APC about the defections happening left, right, center. Does it bother you that with this wave of mass defection into the APC, that party might sometime find itself in the position that the PDP is finding itself currently?
To be honest with you, my honest assessment is these defections is like an hill wind that holds no good. Because now we have governors who are coming in and they are taking over the APC structure from the original APC members who have built and sustained the parties in those states. Now, how have we seen the governors to ensure that there is equal access to power, there is fairness in the distribution of government patronage within the party? I honestly believe that these defections is a minus less than of a plus for APC, simply because going into the election, there will be some people who have been on queue within APC before the defections, who have political ambitions, political interests, that might now have to drop their political ambitions or might be railroaded by the new governors who have come into APC. And when you have this disquiet, when you have this disaffection within the APC, trust me, they will work against the party. It happened in Osun State in 2022, when there was disaffection within the party and some people worked against the party to the point that APC lost the election in 2022. I monitored the election in 2022 in Osun State, and I could tell that when there is disaffection within a political party, it holds no good.
All right.
APC as a party should not celebrate these defections. Rather, they should find a way to ensure that the founding members of APC, that those who receive the defectors into the party are not pushed aside.
Let's talk about opposition politics in Nigeria. You spoke earlier about the fact that it's not just the PDP that should be spoken about. There are other political parties, and we don't seem to hear much about them. How do we get to that point where the opposition would actually exist to provide, a checks on the government in power as should be?
Thank you very much. Everything boils down to ideology. Ideology. People are looking for platforms where they can win elections, not because they actually buy into the ideology of the political party they are moving to.
Do the political parties actually have ideologies, Ms. Adedosu?
They don't. Politicians generally don't have ideology. There are very few people. APC is known as a progressive party. Those who are coming into APC today, what was their ideology before coming to APC? Has their ideology changed? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Because political parties that we have today, some political parties actually exist simply because they see it as an opportunity for them to use it to launch their political careers and to also negotiate with other political parties. Oh, I'll step down for you, but you give me this, you give that, like us trading. Some people are in politics for us trading. We have too many mushroom political parties. There is a need for us to streamline it. When we had under Babangida, when we had just the SDP and the NRC, opposition was firm. That was that was nice politicking.
But are you proposing a two-party state? Are you proposing a two-party system?
I would conveniently support a two-party state, official two-party state. In America, we officially have two parties, but we have the independents as well. I will appreciate a situation where we can actually streamline and build a viral opposition. Without a viral opposition.
All right, viral opposition. You have just about 15 seconds to answer this next question, and it's about the PDP. Both factions of the party are claiming to be authentic and working to stabilize the soul of the party. What are your projections going into 2026? Do you see them closing ranks?
Well, PDP is dead. Let us wait for the funeral. And the funeral will occur in the courts. The PDP's case is in the court, and for as long as it is the way it is right now, only the Wike faction is recognized for now. But that being said, PDP is just existing in name and no longer in strength. It is dead. And very soon, 2027, we will see it's almost difficult for PDP to present any candidate in any election in Nigeria as it stands now. That is not opposition. Where is ADC? ADC itself does not even know what it is doing. It is a congregation of failed politicians who have failed as individual politicians and who have failed in the political parties they belong to before and who have also failed Nigerians. I don't understand the rationale for Nigerians to actually believe that a party like ADC holds anything good for the country.
Well, these are strong words you have used here, because these are persons who tell you they mean well and they have the interest of Nigerians at heart, even with their political alignments and realignments. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Political analyst and co-founder, Africa Data Warehouse, Toronto, Canada, Bayo Adedosu. Thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year in advance to you.
Thank you. Well, that's our show for today. Watch a repeat broadcast at midnight and at 6 a.m. I am Abosadi at Daniel Adremi. Bye for now.